I'd like to take a moment to tell you about one of the more fascinating movie actresses of the golden era, and one you might have forgotten. Her name is Gene Tierney, and she's back in movie theaters this week as part of the Classic Film Festival, which continues Monday night, 7:15 p.m. at the Nero Theater. The movie is one of the more likable romances in all movie history. It's called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, and it stars Gene Tierney with Rex Harrison. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir is a movie in which she plays a beautiful widow who retreats to a lonely seaside cottage only to find the place is haunted. But the ghost is a lively one, a rowdy former sea captain who has had quite an amorous life and takes a liking to the widow, not ready to accept the fact that he is dead. It's a great love story, played with deadly seriousness. It is not a comedy. Neither, for that matter, was Miss Tierney's real life. Her life was filled with tragedies, mostly brought about by men who betrayed her, but partially by fate itself. She was the daughter of a wealthy family and, unlike most movie stars, attended both private schools in Switzerland and colleges. Her parents didn't want her to become an actress. Early on, she dated John F. Kennedy, back when he was in the Navy, before Jackie. She married the fashion designer Oleg Cassini and actually made him famous. But both her father and her husband turned out to be something of rascals who used her money, made bad investments, and then left. The biggest tragedy of her life, however, came when she gave birth to a mentally challenged child because she had contracted measles during pregnancy. For the rest of her life, the child had to be cared for in institutions. A shock came many years later when a fan approached her and said she was her favorite movie star, and she proved it by telling that she had broken quarantine once just to see Gene Tierney, and that she had measles. The incident was the shock of her life, what had caused all this tragedy. Agatha Christie used this Gene Tierney story as a basis for one of her murder thriller books called The Mirror Cracked. Tierney suffered a nervous breakdown and was in an asylum for over a year. When she was released, her therapy was that she worked as a saleswoman at a prominent department store in New York, where she could meet people and communicate. She enjoyed the work, but when the press found the former famous movie star as a sales clerk, it made national headlines and photographs. Gene Tierney's private life was just as tragic and more dramatic than any of the plots of her movies. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir is one of the lighter, more entertaining plots of her career, much more fulfilling than her life itself. On Monday night, she'll co-star with Rex Harrison as one of the local film festival's favorite stars. I will be there. I hope you'll be there. See you there.